I am the lead attorney, 20-year divorce attorney. I know for a fact that if Will Smith wanted a divorce, there are tons of divorce attorneys that would line up to take his case. He does not want to divorce this woman because if he did, he could do it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
You think so?
In a heartbeat.
Much later.
OMG. Y'all know Will Smith and Jada Pinkett have been rumored to be getting a divorce, getting separated, getting a divorce, getting separated through all of these years. Now it has come a time and point where Will Smith has contacted a big law firm. And he is not playing. He is trying to return Jada Pinkett back to the streets and where he found her, right?
Will Smith is finally, after being separated from Jada since 2016, he's done with the PR of it all. The life partnership is not working. He has a woman that he's in love with, and she is not black.
Will Smith fans are reacting to his flirty exchange with pop star India Martinez. In the now viral moment, Will and India seem to lean in for a kiss during a performance in Miami before India brushes him off. She then turns back, grabbing Will's face as the pair get close enough to give the impression of an actual kiss.
I am extremely happy that Will is finally waking up and seeing this for who she is. He ready to sign them papers. And you know she gonna come out and try to write a book. What happened to the life partner?
If he divorces her, do you disagree with this? She would take a third of what he has will be gone.
She could take 75% of what he has.
But listen, all that is until they get you. Once they get you, they don't give in to pressure. Her and her attorney are going to try and bring you down. In fact, 100%. It is the job of the attorney to make sure that she leaves with all your works.
100%.
That's right.
The most she can get is absolutely true.
That's crazy.
And he is now talking to lawyers. The issue, and so he is setting up to divorce Jada. Now, this is going to be a messy divorce because you have to understand the prenup that was signed, because remember, when he met Jada was just kind of a small-time actress that was being passed around Hollywood between Tupac and everybody else that would take the pussy, right?
They grew up together. They were childhood friends in Baltimore, and it is my position that Tupac imprinted on Jada. Jada was Tupac was Jada's first. And like I said, if you are a man, understand something. Unless you get her early, you are not going to be her first choice. Anybody on the planet knew that Will Smith was Jada Pinkett's second choice.
He proposed to you while he was in jail.
When he asked me to get married, he was at Rikers. And I knew at that time, he needed somebody to do time with him, which I was gonna do anyway. You didn't have to marry me to do time, right? I'm here. Because of our friendship and because of everything we had been through together, he just wanted to feel that solidified foundation.
You destroying his legacy. You saying he wanted to marry you and all this, and it can't be backed up nowhere. I know what makes people act right in this world, and it is fear of consequence.
Listen.
If these people have no consequence, how can we live in a world where people can do what they want to do? Like, people can't destroy you and you don't defend yourself. What kind of world is this? Like what Jada is doing to Will Smith. You're out here trying to destroy somebody. In fact, you're destroying two people. You are basically talking about a dead man.
You know, since he's been able to face so much scrutiny and just public humiliation, and his career is still intact, while Jada is at the house doing, what is Jada doing right now?
We were all introduced to Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith and the word entanglement. Yes, entanglement, something a 40-plus-year-old married woman said about banging her son's drug-addicted friend.
I got into an entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
Yes. I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. Help heal somebody.
Emotional damage.
The people in charge of this United States of whatever you want to call it empower so that the community is ran by whores. Look at everything that's happening in the world. It's the women. They have the power over you.
Let's talk about the role of a wife. I know that it is uncomfortable and grotesquely unfair to emasculate your husband publicly. Publicly. How much smaller do you want to make him? How much? Come on, Jada. This is wrong. Especially while you still married to him.
What I've been able to discover about myself in the last 5 years, I've needed this time to really concentrate on me and really developing like a relationship with myself.
Now, if Will Smith was banging Willow's drug-addicted friend, they would throw him in the cell next to R. Kelly. But we were allowed to call it entanglement. Her name was not in the, her name didn't flow as much even when she was getting movie roles as it does today, tangled up with this stuff. Gentlemen, it is my position that modern women and high-value men don't mix because they will likely not be happy in the secondary or support role. They want the spotlight. They want the spotlight. And unfortunately, only one of you can have the spotlight, and it needs to be you because without Will, they don't have anything. Anybody going to see Jada Smith in no movie?
Ladies, gentlemen, and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. The only thing we can do is guarantee to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. So there's nothing else left to do but get on into it. Are you ready? Let's go.
Yo ho, white savages, say it ain't so. It's looking like Jada Pinkett Smith's time has run out. We have known all the long time, as that there have been many signs pointing that their marriage was heading towards a divorce, with Will Smith being publicly dragged online by his wife, where she went on a social media run talking about all their business and their affairs, with anyone lending an ear to care. What happened behind those closed doors and in those bedrooms? Jada made it like a task list as she's doing her chores by making sure that she was disrespecting Will Smith every step of the way, publicly humiliating him every chance that she could get. Just like with Barack Obama's wife, Michelle, Jada Pinkett did what she can to make Will Smith's life like hell, whether she realized it or not. The fact that remains is this. From the beginning of their marriage, when they exchanged vows with one another, to the aftermath that followed those events, what it has all shown us, what we've known all along, is that she has never respected Will Smith as a spouse at any given time of their history, unless she was able to make some kind of money, notoriety, or increase the spotlight on herself selfishly.
For the first time in my career, having to deal with a level of disapproval that I never had to experience.
Yeah. What does making a mistake in front of the world, how do you handle that?
It's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal, but beautiful. The addiction to the approval of others that I had to dissolve, brutal. It was brutal. Finding that way to be able to be with my own humanity, be able to not be perfect, then I found in my constellation of ideas of perfection that we called Will Smith. Working in that space of authenticity and honesty and imperfection, allowing that to grow into a higher perfection than the imagery of Will Smith is where I am as an artist and as a human right now.
White savages, I think we've all known it all along, as Will Smith has been playing a mental mind game with himself, putting his head into the sand, when everyone was trying to tell that man to wake up, smell the coffee, and leave Jada Pinkett. Well, now he has, and he's destroyed the shackles, removing all the chains From his feet, from his mind, from his palms. Gone ahead and ripped that wedding ring off. Will Smith discovers that Jada has nothing left to offer. Why should he continue to allow his dignity, his self-dignity to continue to suffer, being under the constant barrage and the attack, the emasculation and slaughter of his manhood, by a woman that's still in love with the ghost of Tupac? But what I do know is that Jada Pinkett has been exposing her damn self as she's been revealing her true colors on every press run that she's done. Exposing herself to be a big old dunce and a true villain in the story.
What is Jada doing right now to remotely keep Will's brand afloat? Will is a brand in himself, and I think he felt like during that Black Love era, the Jet magazine, oh my God, like they are the perfect couple.
She don't wanna be saved. I want a real love. That Jada in that real love.
And then when you open it up and you see that it's all PR and it's press, and now he's had a rude awakening. It's like, why am I here?
I want a real love.
The line about wanting a Jada and that Will love from 2014's No Role Models is ruined according to longtime Cole fans, and they are beside themselves. That Jada and that Will love lyric from JCole did not age well. I don't want that Jada and Will love no more. This was that Jada and that Will love JCole was talking about. JCole, when you offer him that Jada and Will love now, when JCole said he wanted that Jada and Will love in a song called Don't Save Her.
Why am I staying here? Why did I allow her to, to talk me into being life partners when he was the one that left her? He left Jada. Gave her everything. Still wasn't enough. Built her a house. Gave her women when she wanted women.
So why bother go through all those troubling times and those headaches when he can go and sign off on the divorce papers, and head out? Embark on his new music touring career, popping up on Lyrical Lemonade, doing freestyles, getting critiques left and right every which way, but he's continually to be acting in his own self-interest, where his toughest critics were nothing when it compared to one Jada Pinkett. Will Smith has been afflicted with the cognitive dissonance from before, the disconnect from reality, when people have been trying to grab him by the shoulders and shake him to wake up. Where the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the noise has finally gotten through to him there, as he is willing to pull the trigger in initiating the divorce and kicking Jada Pinkett to the curb, according to the rumors, of course. Jada Pinkett, realizing that she's losing control, is sensing a slow change in Will Smith's demeanor and can see the writing on the wall by not putting all her eggs in one basket. Went on a social media run, appearing on multiple podcasts. She knew that mental foothold on Will Smith was loosening and weakening, where Will Smith was about to overcome it, pushing himself off the ground, getting her foot off of his neck.
I want to help you do all of those things. I'm here to help you with that. And I'm like, and in return, I should get a bit of what I want, which is connection. If Will looked back and was trying to give me whatever the hell it was I was asking for, he wouldn't have been able to accomplish it anyway. Because if I'm not connected to myself, if I don't have a good relationship with me, there's nothing he can do. You get to have your dream, how come I'm not having mine? And that's because Will was doing what he wanted to do.
He was making himself happy.
He was making himself happy.
Will Smith should be one of the happiest men in the world for what he's accomplished. We should not be talking about Will Smith in terms of where you're feeling sorry for a $20 million picture dude. That shows you what modern womanist feminist programming can do to a man far ahead of you and I. Learn from the people who've made the mistakes. I made them. Put yourself first, put your purpose second, and put her a distant third. Make her earn everything. I've said it before, and it's hard to do in this country because we have been so programmed as men to try to make women happy. No, a woman isn't her happiest when she's anxious and trying to compete to keep your attention. Women are set to auto-destruct without a man. Because what do you have to do when your husband is a multimillionaire?
And it didn't help as it turned into a feedback loop, as that every action that she took made the situation worse for herself, and her control, her grasp, her talons into Will Smith was loosening in its control. Because of her every appearance, it made Will Smith look even weaker, an easy target to his audience, and to everyone else that was willing to critique him, which all it did to do was further reinforce inside the mind of Will Smith, speculating, of course, that the new narrative he was telling himself, that he needed to be authentically truly himself, break free from the control of one Jada Pinkett, where the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was no longer going to care nor share the name of Smith with one Jada Pinkett. These podcasts do not do enough to challenge the modern woman ethos, like the ones that's being promoted, proclaimed, pushed, continuing to go with the psychobabble of you go girl, be strong and independent, need no man mentality, where a woman's peace and happiness is paramount over creating, building, maintaining, nurturing a strong and healthy family. Many modern women are like Jada Pinkett, where they can loudly proclaim at the top of the mountain for all to hear that it is okay to say that they are not happy here, and that they need to find their source of happiness in finding new relationships, discovering themselves, where it seems to be encouraged and okay to destroy the stability, the tranquility, and fulfillment of having a family and a fulfilling marriage.
Jada Pinkett Smith has been making some waves with some of the revelations in her new memoir, Worthy. Here to comment is Jada Pinkett Smith.
Sorry if I seem a little tired. I've been on the Today Show 14 times in 3 days. At our wedding, someone stood up and objected.
Who was it?
It was me, yeah.
I don't understand. Why not just get a divorce?
Oh, no. Divorce is not an option. No. If we got divorced, he could mess around and end up happy. and I can't have that. I just can't have that.
You know, I was talking to my mother this morning because she just read the book, and she said, I can't believe you didn't talk about how you woke up every day crying.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, you know, Ma, I think it was enough to tell people that I was looking for a cliff to drive off of. So it wasn't that people around me didn't know that I was really unhappy. Just like, you've got everything. What are you unhappy about? You've got everything. What are you unhappy about?
I learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
Wow. That's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
No, that was kind of his point.
That's kind of what he was saying.
I mean,
that's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe. Hit us up on all social media networks.
We found true happiness